Are your words cutting through like a blade, or are they dull and your words are forgotten? Think back in time. Abraham Lincoln, JFK, Ronald Reagan. They were able to impact millions by not only the message, but how they spoke it, how their tonality was. And I want you to think about the top CEOs in the world right now. Articulation, tonality, the way that they carry themselves through life, and how they convey their message is the most powerful component of their growth. Today, I'm going to break down 5 components that are going to help you become a better conveyor of your thoughts, a stronger disseminator, a man who could actually talk with meaning and talk with purpose. People will listen the next time that you open your mouth. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. My name is Rafa Conde. I'm the founder and CEO for Man of War. We empower men to become stronger fathers, husbands, leaders, visionaries, men of action, men who walk this warrior's path of living a life that truly embodies efficiency, strength, discipline, and masculinity in all facets. Speak with clarity. Be precise. In other words, your thoughts, what you're thinking, needs to come out of your mouth in a way that's efficient. I'm going to challenge you here. Write down exactly what you want to say and then cut that in half. And I guarantee you'll be able to say exactly what you were going to say. That was going to take you 10 minutes in 3 to 4 minutes. One of the things that I do in my coaching protocols is that I teach men to have their 1-hour meetings in 15 minutes. It forces them to speak precisely, to be on point with their thoughts. And more importantly, it teaches them efficiency. Efficiency with the way that you're thinking and what comes out of your mouth. I want you to go back in time and think about the samurai when he was preparing for battle. Everything is super efficient. Every movement calculated. The way he's donning his armor, sharpening his blade, and getting ready mentally for a hell of a battle. If you're able to use that type of essence in everything that you do, the delivery will be to the point, direct, and no wasted movement. Command the room. When you enter the room, you don't need to say a word. Your actions will speak louder than words. That's right. The way you carry yourself, the way that you act, your demeanor, your posture. When a samurai is in the battlefield, typically, that type of warrior is going to win just based on his posture, his ability to strike, his skill set, his mindset, because your posture, the way you carry yourself, says a tremendous amount about right here, about your mindset. So next time you speak, I want you to hold your breath for a few seconds. I want you to hold your posture. If your heart's beating, too fast, I want you to calm it down. Bring yourself to what I like to call your center of your body. In Japanese, it's called your hara. All right. If you're able to slow your talking down, where you can actually compute what you're thinking, what's coming out of your mouth, well, you have a certain sense of confidence in that. Because when you're scrambling around the floor, when you're scrambling in your mind, you look weak. You're chasing your words. Now, confidence comes from the ability to be able to think and speak in a very, very strong and powerful manner with conviction in your words. So if you want to command a room, do it not only from a physical state, but also from a mental state and from the level of frequency that you bring to the room by how you're conveying your words. Ask powerful questions. Leaders who only talk miss great opportunities to inspire action in others. Now, as a leader, the goal is to exactly do the opposite. You want people to take action. That's the idea of good leadership. Now, I want you to think of open-ended questions that you could ask. For example, if I'm speaking to, one of my division managers, I may bring up a question like, what can I do to inspire you to do your job better? That's thought-provoking. That is deep. So the idea here is that sometimes you need to start listening more. You need to ask questions, absorb it, and then build your response based on that. We get into, unfortunately, a mode sometimes where we're speaking down to the crowd. We're speaking down to the employees, right? And the idea is to connect with them. Just like a chief in a police department, there are many times where he is completely disconnected with the cops in the patrol section, the guys that are walking the beat. We see that all the time. And then this chief has knee-jerk reactions, is leading the department in a way that there's a complete detachment between the brass and, of course, the troops on the ground. So I ask you guys for a moment, I say, wouldn't it be more beneficial for you to have a connection with the people around you, ask open-ended questions that require them to think for a moment, maybe to have deep introspection for a little bit? And the way that they respond to you, well, the beautiful part about it is that if you're listening, it could help you do a great job as a CEO and lead the company in the right direction just by having an open ear. Frame with vision. So many CEOs do a terrible job at conveying the company's mission, and that is their sole job. You want people to know in your business exactly what your vision and your mission is. It is so important. Every person that works under you must know the why of the company. As a matter of fact, when I hire someone here, I ask them, what do you think the mission of this company is? Well, when I get an answer, oh, you're just, doing business here, or you're doing some content here, and they miss the essence that what we do here is empower, forge men to be masculine warriors. They miss that essence. I already know they haven't researched, they haven't studied who we are, because our mission is out there, loud and clear. And I'm constantly, as the CEO of this company, conveying the mission across the board to my company and to the world through content here on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, whatever it may be. And that is my job as the CEO, because when the company around you supports your mission and your vision, are you kidding me? Life, first of all, will be a lot easier for you, but you can start seeing the growth of the company, the power behind the people, and it's just a beautiful thing. Alexander the Great, if you've ever studied him at all, he rallied his men to a point where they believed in him. King Leonidas did the same thing. King David, are you kidding me? If you've ever followed his story, he was a reuniter. He brought people into his mission and his vision. And wow, this is where we need to be. As CEOs, we must be able to convey our mission, and people must know the why. Go out there and preach. Conclude with a sense of authority. If you leave your people during your interaction and you leave them clueless, that's not a good sign. It's like a warrior in the middle of a battlefield, running away from the battlefield while they're still fighting for their lives. Give them direction. When you conclude that interaction, you must give them actions to take. Step 1, step 2. At the end of every meeting, you must have a clearly defined forward-going mission. Think about that. How many times do you actually finish a conversation, an interaction, and you walk away and people look at it? Wow, that was great information, but what are my next actionable steps? Bring it home. Conclude it with authority, and you will have people looking up to you, looking for guidance, and taking the actions that you want them to take. All right, so remember, speak with clarity. Remember that. That's so important in how you convey your message. Command the room. I don't have to tell you that. Command presence is critical. Ask powerful questions, open-ended questions that can make people think and be introspective. Frame your vision. Everybody better know your vision of your company. And finally, conclude with a sense of authority. Give them the steps that they need to take. Listen, if you're loving this content, I want you to smash that subscribe button, turn on the notification bell, of course, comment on this video, share the hell out of it, and check out our programs from the Men of Means Mastermind to the Man of War Crucible, private mentoring with me, and of course, the Legion Builder Academy, all linked up in the comments. May God bless you. See you next time.